Sorry about that, guys. I got a call, but basically, they eat berries, fruits, flowers, vegetative material, things like that, and then they poop that out, which is pretty much composting on another level. If you want to think about it, instead of thermal composting, you can compost with insects like vermicompost, and you can, instead of using heat to process the compost, you use the actual bodies of the insects to process the compost, which is very, very neat idea to, get, nutrients more available. So, and now I'm gonna show you what I mix my base soils with. But first, before I show you that, I'm gonna show you my secret ingredients. Now, this one isn't really a secret ingredient, people use this all the time. Just molasses. And molasses is good for, producing carbohydrates and sugars and Brix content. It can increase Brix content in some of your sweet fruits, like I use it religiously on my strawberries. I have some white strawberries that I plan to show you guys soon. And they make it very, very sweeter. They increase the Brix content a whole lot. And this is also good for microbes, not only because of that, but because it also has its own nutrients in it. If you look, it's potassium, 3%, carbohydrates, which plants and bacteria need. It has CalMag. It's pretty much you can use molasses as a CalMag supplement, and it has iron, which is good for photosynthesis and things such as that. And I have my true secret ingredient, which wasn't sure if I wanted to unveil it, but why the hell not? That's this right here. Whole fashion rolled oats. I'm going to explain to you why this is a secret ingredient and why, it doesn't really seem like something that would be part of a super soil regimen, but I'm going to explain why. Plant exudates secrete carbohydrates and sugars and starches, which attracts the bacteria, which is why you've seen mycelium webs around those little white particles in the soil. Well, that's pretty much what those particles were this, and they were pretty much surrounding the pieces of oatmeal. Like, they weren't really surrounding the soil as much as the oatmeal. Like, it looked like they were breeding from the oatmeal into the soil almost. Like, they were just surrounded around the oatmeal, and I was like, this stuff must really get them going. And it really cuts down on the cook time, on making the nutrients in the soil more available. When I use this, it accelerates the microbiology, and that accelerates the nutrient availability. So I wanted to figure out why. I knew it worked, but I wanted to know why it worked and why, what was just happening, what was going on. Well, the plants, like I said, they produce exudates, which contain carbohydrates, sugar, starches. Well, that's pretty much all oats are grains. Any grain will work. Rice will work. Any grain or oat will work. And when I looked at the ingredient label, it wasn't too shocking, but it kind of made me realize why it worked. And because of carbohydrates, so high in carbohydrates, which is, you know, same thing plant exudates secrete. You know, and it's high in all these other vitamins and nutrients. And the carbohydrates are the main aspect, though. They're the most important part, because these oats, these oats and the carbohydrates, they mimic the exudates of the plants. The exudates of the plants secrete carbohydrates, sugar, starches, and then the microbes just cling to them, just like how they're clinging to the oats in the soil pot. And I'm gonna show you that in a minute, again in a minute. And they were just clinging to the roots, and I was like, huh. So then I kind of used this same principle with the same reasoning behind it, and it worked. Hell, like when I showed you that, they were clinging to the oats, because the oats kind of mimicked the carbohydrates, sugars, and starches, the very same ones that the exudates from plants secrete. You know, so they cling to the exudates the same way they cling to these oats. You know, because they contain, similar, have similar contents, which then all made sense to me, and I was like, huh, I gotta share this information somehow with somebody, And yeah, and here's the yeah, you can see it's kind of hard to focus. I don't know why I don't want to focus on the soil. But yeah, you can see it better when I zoom out. See the webs. Those are the microbes. Create these little webs, these little filaments. And what they're surrounded by are the oats. Like I said, look at this one. It's just clinging to the oats. Every piece that's surrounded by, like, the webs, the film, is a piece of oatmeal. Which, like I said, mocks the exudates in the plants. Because they have sugar, starches, carbohydrates, things like that. And I guess they treat the oats like the roots. And all this is getting broken down. Those microbes are doing work right now. They're breaking down all this, making this all available in ionic form so the plants can uptake it. And yeah, so I'm going to show you guys my base mix now. What I use to actually make the soil. Okay guys, here is all my base soil mix. I don't use just one bag, I use four. I use both bags with Fox Farm. I use Ocean Forest, and I use Happy Frog. I like both of them. I honestly can't pick which one I like better. Here's the thing. I'd rather pick one or the other, if I have a seedling that needs to go, or I have a plant that needs to go into one of these soils, and I can't figure out which one, I'd rather pick that one. But if I'm at the store, I'd rather buy that one first, because they're the same price, but you get more with this bag, which, makes it more cost effective. If you, just have enough money to buy one, I'd rather buy this one. But, if it doesn't matter, if you want the best, do that one. But if you want the very best results, mix them both. Not only mix them both, but mix them with these products. Which, worm castings. These are some of the best worm castings I could find. The Soil Builder worm castings, they are really, really, I haven't ever had any problems with using these. And Ancient Forest Alaska humus, Alaska's full of tall pine forests. They die off, they rot years and years. They pretty much go get all that humus and bag it up. Oh yeah, and two other amendments that I left out. One was bone meal. I don't even show it because it wasn't down to earth. I'd rather use their bone meal. This one is okay, but I like down to earth better. But I'm gonna use it since I bought it. Why not? It's just bone meal after all. You're making dirt. And azomite. I use two types of azomite. I like to use this kind because it's a different consistency, and this one is actually covered with molasses. They actually use molasses to make this one. And the granular azomite, they just grind it up. But this one, they don't grind it up as fine, and they take it and cover it and mix it with molasses. So because it's meant, people use this hand in hand with soil inoculants. Azomite. The purpose of azomite is to add trace minerals, and those trace minerals are only going to be available with the use of those microbes. So people use azomite hand in hand with soil inoculant, like with the Great White. This will go hand in hand with that. But truly, for real, to be honest, for organics, you really don't need all this stuff. You truly don't. But if you want the best flavors, if you want the best aromas, if you want the best vigor, if you want your plants to grow fast and have, just all around be the best they can be, the best that nature can produce with the help of the microbes, can't go wrong. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my first ever video, So yeah, that's it. Peace.